I'm 51 years old. I have to admit something to you. I used to hate waking up early. I used to be a real grogger. Even on days when I had to be up at 5 a.m., I would pull an alternator. I was convinced that sleeping early was for losers. In my 20s and 30s, I worked in advertising, and in advertising, you often have to work late into the night. So naturally I became a night owl. I thought sleeping at 5 a.m. was normal until one day a wise woman told me, never postpone your sleep. Your body never forgets the debt. At first I didn't understand what she meant, but after a while it dawned on me, our bodies are like a savings account. If we deposit more than we withdraw, our bodies will thrive. But if we withdraw more than we deposit, our bodies will start to shut down. The deposits are things like exercise, healthy food, meditation, and sleep. And the withdrawals are things like junk food, alcohol, stress, and lack of sleep. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I was making a lot of withdrawals. I was eating junk food, drinking alcohol, staying up late, and getting very little exercise. I thought I was invincible and could keep up this lifestyle forever, but the truth is, my body was silently suffering. It wasn't until I started to get sick that I realized I had been neglecting my body for a long time. The first sign that my body was unhappy was when I started to gain weight. I was always a thin person, so when I started to see fat on my belly, I panicked. I went on a diet and started exercising, and the weight came off. But as soon as I stopped dieting and exercising, the weight came back. I was trapped in a yo-yo dieting cycle that seemed impossible to escape. The next sign that my body was unhappy was when I started to feel pain. When I was younger, I could run long distances without feeling tired. But as I got older, I started to feel pain in my knees and back. I couldn't run or walk long distances anymore, and if I pushed myself too hard, I would end up injured. The third sign that my body was unhappy was when I started to feel depressed. I had always been an energetic and optimistic person, but as I got older, I started to feel more and more negative. I felt like I was a failure who had wasted his life. So when the wise woman told me, never postpone your sleep, your body never forgets the debt, I knew I had to make some changes. I started by going to bed 15 minutes earlier than usual. The next night I went to bed 30 minutes earlier, and the next night I went to bed 45 minutes earlier. Before I knew it, I was sleeping at 10 p.m. every night. I also cut out junk food and alcohol and replaced it with healthy food. I started meditating for 10 minutes every morning, and I started exercising 3 times a week. It took me a few months to adjust to this new lifestyle, but once I did, I felt like a new person. My weight stabilized, my pain went away, and I felt optimistic about the future again. Today I'm 51 years old and I have to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning to take care of my father-in-law who has Alzheimer's disease. If I hadn't made the decision to get healthy, I wouldn't be able to do this. I would probably be too tired from all the partying I did in my 20s and 30s. I share my story to help others realize the importance of taking care of their bodies. We only get one body in life, and it's up to us to take care of it. If we don't, we'll pay the price later on. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most important lesson you learned after 40? Please share it in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please hit the like button. Thanks for watching.